reason why I guess Ukraine lost on the battlefield. I'm not sure why they're trying to spin it like that, but let's hear him out.
Well, the following.
Whoop. There we go.
Breaking news, a leaked transcript of a call between Trump envoy Steve Witkoff and one of Putin's top aides. Witkoff, a real estate lawyer, according to a transcript published by Bloomberg, is quoted advising a senior Kremlin aide last month about how to strike a deal with Trump. And he urges the aide to praise Trump on his Gaza deal as a way to curry favor and get Trump on board. Here's the quote from Witkoff. He says, just reiterate that you congratulate the president on this achievement, that you supported it, that you respect that he is a man of peace, and you're really glad to have seen it happen. Putin's aide replies to Witkoff, I agree with you that he will congratulate. He will say that Mr. Trump is a real peace man and so and so. Well, that's exactly what happened. Putin called Trump 2 days later. That's the day they spoke for 2.5 hours.
I know. It's called diplomacy. Ever heard of it? It's kind of crazy how Trump is out here making diplomatic moves that, the Biden administration failed to do. If anything, they only made things worse. But he tries to do some diplomacy, and you guys are trying to make an expose, trying to leak conversations. It doesn't matter. You guys didn't get no progress in this. Trump is. Even if you don't like the peace plan, at least people are going to stop dying. And the wild part is there's actually some people on the left who don't want that to happen. Actually, they want Ukrainians to keep dying.
Remember, and Trump called that conversation very productive. Well, the following day, Zelensky visited the White House, and that had been sort of set up in the anticipation that Trump was going to provide Ukraine those longer range missiles. Well, that could hit Moscow. But after the call with Putin, Zelensky shows up and boom, no, request denied. Republican Congressman Brian Fitzpatrick, seeing all of these transcripts, tweeting, quote, this is a major problem and one of the many reasons why these ridiculous sideshows and secret meetings need to stop. Allow Secretary of State Marco Rubio to do his job in a fair and objective manner. Republican Congressman Don Bacon also posting, quote, it's clear Witkoff fully favors the Russians. He should be fired.
Bro, and see, it's retarded. This is retarded. I'm be honest with you. It's not that he favored the Russians. The Russians are just winning. The Russians have been winning for a while now. Yes, all that propaganda they fed you, all those YouTube videos favoring Ukraine. Trust me, I got a sponsorship opportunity from Ukraine-friendly propagandists as well, Ukraine-friendly channels as well. And guess what? They've all been tricked. They've all been fed propaganda to make you think that Ukraine even had a fighting chance. Sorry, but we couldn't proxy our way into a win with Russia. Actually, I don't even know why y'all thought we could be the superpower in the first place. I don't even know why you fell for the propaganda that Russia's a paper tiger or their nukes don't work. Obviously, they're outgunning Ukraine with their missiles and drones. So, what reality were you living in? But, hey, here we are with a peace deal heavily favored towards Russia. And how does that happen? Let's use our common sense here. How does that happen? Usually, when that one side is dominating on the battlefield, or have the most leverage, usually the peace deal goes in their favor. Bro, it's common sense here that we're talking about. Come on now. 1 + 1 still equals 2, right?
Blunt words. It comes as Trump and Zelensky apparently now agree on some points of a possible peace deal. And guess who Trump has dispatched to meet with Putin to talk about it? Steve Witkoff. Out front now, Christo Grozev, investigative journalist who has been placed on Russia's wanted list. And Christo, I appreciate your time tonight. So Russia says some of these transcripts that Bloomberg has are fake. The White House is not denying their veracity. It simply says that the reporting proves Witkoff talks to officials every day to achieve peace. What's your reporting, Christo?
Literally.
I know you've got a lot of new information.
This is actually a story? The fact that he was being diplomatic, he was trying to sell the plan to Putin, and Putin was trying to make sure, I guess, Putin was trying to sell his cooperation to him. Is that wrong? I don't know what you guys are crying about, because the end result is a 28-point plan peace deal. That's the end result. I don't know why they're upset about this. They're acting like I'm gonna be real with you. They're acting like we did all this, or Witkoff did all this, and haven't got a damn thing.
Well, first of all, this is probably
and shout out to my man Mike for starting us off with the 250 joules for the 250, and shout out to my man Mike's coming in with another 100 for 2 joules. Appreciate the support, my man.
an unprecedented leak from my experience. I don't think we've ever seen a combination of two leaks. One is a call between Witkoff and Yuri Ushakov, the senior advisor to President Putin. But the other one is between two Russian officials, the Kirill Dmitriev, who's the unofficial negotiator on behalf of the Kremlin with the United States on all matters relating to peacemaking in Ukraine, and Ushakov, again, the top senior advisor.
Yeah, like I said, look, if y'all want a better deal for Ukraine, then some of you guys might need to unite by the millions around the world and go fight off Russia from the territory that they've taken. If you can't beat them, then I don't know what to tell y'all. Y'all can sit here and cry in my comments all day about it, but the fact of the matter is that Russia has taken land from Ukraine that Ukraine cannot give back, that U.S. not want to step in about. I mean, we're not, bro. Why do we have to go to war with Russia? Who wants to go to war with Russia and cause World War III? Do y'all know what y'all asking for? Exactly. Shut up. Europe, y'all really need to shut the F up. I mean, y'all have been over here crying for 2 years, talking about we're next, and have not put a single boot on the ground. But okay, let's get back to it. Because the next thing they're kind of poking the right about is the fact that the case was dropped on James Comey and Letitia James.
Happening now, the Trump administration appears undeterred after another leg of the president's revenge tour.
And shout out Damon Jink for sending in the clutch for 30 joules. Appreciate the support, my friend. And shout out to my man Daniel Castro. Appreciate the support, and shout out to all those supporters, guys. Really appreciate y'all. He said for broke ass liberal counterparts, because living off our tax money isn't enough, they have to come here and complain because life is hard, because they may have to work like the rest of us. Yeah, ain't that the truth? It's like my food stamps. Like, no, it's dead. Man, it's like, I want to get my roof fixed. Where's my illegals? We deported them. Yes, it's over now. All the free rides are over.
A roadblock. Attorney General Pam Bondi is promising to fight a judge's decision to toss out the criminal cases against former FBI Director James Comey and New York Attorney General Letitia James.
Both of them, of course, are longtime targets of President Trump's wrath, and the cases against them were brought at his urging.
Which is true.
Bondi says the judge won't have the final word. Listen.
We'll be taking all available legal action, including an immediate appeal to hold Letitia James.
How? Because when I look this case up, actually, she does have to be appointed by the Senate. So unless you can find some prosecutor that's appointed by the Senate, we're all over here looking at you like, bro, over here in the back. Like, girl, what the hell are you talking about? Like, how are you going to find a Senate appointed prosecutor to do this in time? Honestly, you should have just got her appointed by the Senate in the first place, but instead you kind of just gave her the AG stamp of approval like that meant anything. So no, Pam Bondi, I don't even think this is going to help in appeals for you. I hope it does, but I don't think it will.
And James Comey accountable for their unlawful conduct.
Damn,
I'm going to keep going on this. I'm not worried about someone who has been charged with a very serious crime. His alleged actions were a betrayal of public trust. So.
And both have denied the allegations against them. I want to break.
Oh, and shout out to my man Chris Smith for sending a thumbs up for 10 joules. Appreciate the support, my friend. And shout out to my man Green Bean, member for 8 months. No wool over these eyes, set. Thank you, bro. Man, of course. Hey, you know I got y'all. And shout out to my man Green Bean. Hey, shout out to all the members. Appreciate y'all for showing up.
And CNN crime and justice correspondent Caitlin Polans to help us better understand the judge's rebuke yesterday, which was pretty strong, and how the Justice Department will move forward from here with an appeal, especially given the statute of limitations on Comey.
Yeah, we still haven't seen the appeal notices come in on these cases. So we're technically not in the realm of an appeal moving forward yet, although the Justice Department does promise us that they will be appealing this decision. It's two-part. They are going to want to appeal on the part that says that the Attorney General installing Lindsay Halligan as the interim U.S. Attorney in the Eastern District of Virginia, the judge said that was invalid. They're going to want to say the Attorney General has this authority, the defense of Lindsay Halligan, take it that way. The other part of this.
Yeah, I already heard that argument too, is that, the stamp of the AG should have been enough for her to, perform this case or to be on the case. And well, the judge is saying no, actually she has to be Senate approved to be on this case.
is
We'll see which argument wins.
you see the attorney general there saying that she wants to move forward with a case against Comey. Big question there, though, about if they can and how. The alleged false statements he was making to Congress that had been charged in 2 counts in this indictment that's now dismissed. Those statements took place September.
Oh, wait, shout out Free Lunch Freddy. He says if you want governments to give free meals, free medical, and a check monthly, don't get on welfare. Earn it. Take your ass to the military, damn it. I mean, hey, nah, bro, cooking with that. He cooking. He's like, we could all just serve our country. Like, what was that famous thing that JFK said? Ask not what your country can do for you, but ask what you can do for your country. So yes, like go ahead and go into the military. Shit, let's do it Israeli style, where everybody got to have some type of military. And well, I'm be real, maybe that's how they afford their free healthcare. Who knows? But yeah, let's go all Israeli style, and everybody got to get involved in the military, even the women. We're gonna have 19-year-old around here walk away at M16s, which would be kind of cool.
30th, 2020, it's only 5 years for you to be able to charge a case in federal court like this. And this judge said,
no, but Freddie, I definitely agree with you. I mean, hey, you might as well serve the country and get free stuff than just, I don't know, sign an application, getting it without no real work, and then your ass is acting all, well, bougie about it or spoiled.
That indictment Lindsay Halligan presented 5 days before the statute of limitations expired, it wasn't valid. And so that's it. There's a footnote here where the judge addresses it. However, the Justice Department is very likely going to try and make arguments that they want to correct an indictment or that the indictment should stand, that this isn't, that the judge got it wrong. We very much expect that. At the same time, though, this isn't going to end up being just about Comey's case. There's a question of Letitia James's case. Does the Justice Department try and charge that again? These were dismissed without prejudice, meaning the Justice Department could try again. And then also, I am hearing there is chaos inside the U.S. Attorney's Office.
Brother, man. I mean, wait. Bro, I hear sounding like a racist Will Smith. Well, I appreciate that. And how do you mix acting like you haven't been stopped by ICE? Because, bro, I'm an American. Actually, how would I be stopped by ICE? Even the police was to pull me over. They run the license plate. They see my name and all that good stuff. Obviously, most likely I'm an American citizen. They take my social security. Boom, American citizen approved. So I'm not sure where you're going with this. I'm not sure why this is always an argument for you guys. Oh, don't you know they're coming after you next? Or haven't you been stopped by ICE? Why would I be stopped by ICE? Bro, off the way I talk alone, they're going to know I'm an American citizen. Just off the way I'm talking.
In Alexandria, in the Eastern District of Virginia, with prosecutors not sure if they can move forward with filings, cases, new indictments, bringing grand juries in and working with grand juries if Lindsay Halligan's name is on those documents. A judge has said she's not validly the U.S. attorney.
How can they file more charges, new charges against Comey if the statute of limitations has now come and gone, 5-year statute of limitations?
Yeah. So, well, if there are some arguments out there that if there's a valid indictment, but something went wrong in the process of getting it, you have a time period afterwards where you can try again, like a 6-month window. There is an
so they got 6 months to find somebody that Senate approved to refile it, to run it through the grand jury again and see if they can get that indictment, which most likely they will since they got it the first time. But the fact that they got to go through this again is pretty stupid, and it's like a failure on Pam Bondi. I'm just like, come on now, Pam, come on. You being a blondie don't make this better for you. But all right, now let's get over to our man Tom Homan on Fox News. Dems launch another ICE app. All right, let's see what they're talking about.
Here with us is Border Czar Tom Homan. Tom, great to see you. House Oversight Dems are defending this ICE tracker that we mentioned earlier, writing that it's not a live tracking system, doesn't monitor officer movements or reveal private info or put any individual at risk. It just compiles possible misconduct and abuses. So is that okay?
No, so the bottom line is, if you support illegal migration, then you support the criminal cartels of Mexico. because no one crosses the border illegally without paying a plaza fee to the criminal cartels. And I'm going to remind everybody, and I'm going to keep reminding these Democrats, where were you the last 4 years? Well, we had over 10 million people come to our border. We had 250,000 Americans died from fentanyl coming across open border. We had a record number of people from terrorist-sponsored countries coming across the border. Sex trafficking women and children are at a historic high. You let 500,000 children be smuggled in the United States. You lost track of 300,000. You weren't even looking for them.
Man, I always play this video just to remind people the switch up is real of the Democratic Party. The switch up is so real. That's how you know it's ran by leftists now.
There's a legal way to do it, so you don't have to sneak across in the first place.
We do not think the comprehensive health care benefits should be extended to those who are undocumented workers and illegal aliens. We do not want to do anything to encourage more illegal immigration into this country. We know now that too many people come in for medical care as it is. We certainly don't want them having the same benefits that American citizens are entitled to have.
Every place in this country are rightly disturbed by the large numbers of illegal aliens entering our country. The jobs they hold might otherwise be held by citizens or legal immigrants. The public service they use impose burdens on our taxpayers. That's why our administration has moved aggressively to secure our borders more, by hiring a record number of new border guards, by deporting twice as many criminal aliens as ever before, by cracking down on illegal hiring, by barring welfare benefits to illegal aliens.
Even as we are a nation of immigrants, we're also a nation of laws. Undocumented workers broke our immigration laws, and I believe that they must be held accountable, especially those who may be dangerous. That's why over the past 6 years, deportations of criminals are up 80%. And that's why we're going to keep focusing enforcement resources on actual threats to our security.
Is that not crazy? Is that not crazy? I mean, when Obama said it, it was all good, man. Like, great plan, bro, and still is a great plan. The problem is when Trump does it, all of a sudden it's evil, it's insensitive. How could you do this to them? I mean, what was that same complaint when Obama was doing it? And guess what? I was agreeing even when Obama was doing it. So I'm just being consistent here with my stance on immigration. But shout out to my man Chase. He said, just make sure. Oh, yeah, I did see the shout out to my man Chase for sending in the GOAT for 1,000 joules. Appreciate the support, my man. He said, just make sure you count the GOAT I sent like 25 minutes ago towards the goal. I already got you. And let me know, even if you don't mention it. My bad, big dog. But I got you. And shout out to my man Castro. He says, I dub Tom Deportation Thanos. And it is beneficial. He's now Tom Deportation Thanos. Yeah, I know. Tough name.
It's the Trump administration and President Trump's leadership, where we've already found over 30,000 of them. We're not going to let them forget. You are complicit in the biggest national security failure, the biggest humanitarian failure in the history of this nation. So you can scream and yell and do all these apps you want, but we're not going to let you forget. You are complicit. You support illegal immigration, then you support criminal cartels in Mexico. And when they smuggle people, they smuggle guns, they smuggle dope. So that's who you're supporting. Illegal immigration is not a victimless crime. And if they don't know that, they're just simply ignorant.
Willfully.
Yeah, the New York Times did that big piece. They were trying to be sympathetic with the illegal who, basically took someone's identity. But it turns out that the American whose identity was stolen by the illegal, his life has been turned upside down. So there are all different ways that illegal immigration, even if you're not out there, selling drugs on the street as an illegal, or you're robbing someone at gunpoint, there are other ways that your presence in the United States is making it more difficult for the average working man and woman, especially victims of identity theft. And Tom, Congresswoman Maxine Waters, never one to make a logical argument, said this.
This is an important press conference that is being held to let you know what we're all doing, resisting this low down, dirty, no good, filthy president of the United States of America.
I mean, you're resisting the enforcement of immigration law. I mean, something that was, I'll be real with you, Biden refused to be enforced for the last 4 years. Well, during his 4 years of presidency. So please spare us. Please spare us with that one. It's kind of crazy how you're trying to just throw everything on the president as if we all didn't vote for this. Yes, we voted for Trump to deport anybody who's here illegally or anybody who overstayed their visa. Everybody got to go. It is what it is, and it helps the American people out. So I'm not even sure how y'all gonna sell us on, well, for us to go against ICE. Actually, the only people who are really going against ICE is those on the left. And I mean, please go at it, but trust me, you're not really convincing nobody. And shout out to my man Chase. You got to see how it is set. Just gonna ignore my GOAT trophy and my milestone chat. I see you. My bad, Chase. Wait, I didn't know it was your milestone chat, so shout out. Shout out to my man Chase, man. Appreciate that. Not sure what you. I'm gonna look it up. Let me see.
Well, this is all again pejorative, but Tom, they are trying to affect public opinion here by giving people the impression that it's really not about illegal aliens with deportation orders or criminals. People are just being rounded up, and like, you know, people are like, someone kidnapped my daughter from ICE. You see these headlines. So they have moved public opinion a little bit against the administration on this. Not, you know, it's not as popular as it was before. So is there a messaging issue that needs to be improved on the part of the administration?
Well, obviously there is, but you know, in all fairness, the vast majority of the media don't want to tell the truth. The bottom line is, you and I have talked many times, according to the data, between 60 and 70% of everybody ICE arrests is a criminal, public safety threat. Now, I looked at the numbers this morning. We got just under 650,000 total deportations since President Trump's been in the White House. Now, if you let's just take 60% of that, you're talking about hundreds of thousands of criminals. That makes this country safer. We got to get that. We got to get, you know, the data out there more frequently. We got to talk about actually who's being arrested and share the American people the facts versus fiction. For instance, ICE has never been in elementary school. ICE don't attack churches, but ICE don't go into hospitals. But I read those stories every day. The vast majority of media just don't want to tell the truth. They want to vilify Trump. And it's hatred for Trump more than it's the truth. And I've said this many times. These Democrats.
I mean, to the point where they're making fake AI video arrests of ICE, where they separate a child from their mother and they do it like, and they just snatch the baby, and the mother starts crying hysterically, and it's all AI. So yeah, people are putting in a lot of work to vilify ICE, even going to the point of creating fake AI videos.
Governors and mayors who constantly want to attack President Trump, they hate Trump more than they care about the safety and security of their communities, because the data proves we're removing the worst of the worst out of this country every single day across this nation.
No doubt. There have been a lot of really bad people removed and continue to be removed. But Tom, at the same time, MAGA is not thrilled that it's only 600,000. So you have the left saying we shouldn't arrest anybody. Then you have MAGA saying they got millions of people here. It would have meant you had to deport like 50,000 a week from the beginning of the administration. And even if you keep going at the pace you're going at, that's a dent in the illegal alien population. People would deport, you know, who are deportable aliens right now. So what do you say to those people who say this is great, but it's nowhere near enough?
Then come put it back.
I mean, yeah, let's be real. We got everybody in the way. Somebody said in the chat, like, hey, when Obama was doing this, there was no media coverage for real on it, except when there was kids in cages with the little foil blankets. That's the only time it was really covered. Other than that, those ICE operations got no coverage, and they were doing all the same things the Trump administration is doing right now. That's how he was able to get 3 million people out of here, especially through the expedited removal. So this goes to show that it's not like this is only happening. Trump is only getting slowed down because he's not getting the cooperation, well, of, I'll be real with you, these liberal states that have a lot of these immigrants in them. And I mean, sorry, but blue states.
Gone on and give us a hand. ICE is hiring record numbers. Bottom line is, I just said just about 650,000 deportations. That is several 100,000 more than the record that was back in 2012. So it's already a historic operation. Second of all, you got to consider the people who have left the country out of fear of being deported. There's over 1.6 million of them. So there's well over 2.2 million left the country already. And that's been the part of the plan from the beginning. We knew if we send over 1,000 ICE teams out there across the country, we send a message to the whole world. You enter this country illegally, we're looking for you.
And I love it. That's the messaging we need to employ. It needs to be sent out around the world like, hey, it don't matter, but you get into this country illegally, you will be deported. You do it again, you will be locked up for a while and then deported. So it don't matter. Like, if you don't come here through the right way, trust me, we're not going to let these liberals protect you no more. You will be deported. And that needs to be sent around the world, because the message that was sent around the world is that the border was open. It was open season, man. You just needed to walk through. Everybody, it was green light. Biden is the best man ever to immigrants, or well, to the illegal immigrants. And that's what was going on. Everybody was just walking through the border. Cartels making a whole lot of money under Biden. Why? Because they was trafficking humans and drugs through the border. But hey, we're the bad guys for wanting to stop it, though. Okay.
And by sending that message, by having anything, ICE is one of the reasons we have the most secure border in the history of the nation right now, because people aren't coming because they know there's consequences. So between that record number of deportations, a record number of self-deports, we're already had an historic deportation operation. But hold on tight. We're hiring 10,000 more. That's going to be on duty by mid-January. That's tripling the size of enforcement mobile operations. So if you think the numbers are historic now, wait till next year.
Well, that's music to my ears. I love
that.
Tom, thank you so
All
much.
right. My man Tom Homan out here making promises. He's like, oh, you're upset now about, oh, it's only 600,000? Wait till next year. I promise you.